Welcome to practice. We're going to begin laying on the ground and have a blanket rolled or folded on a long edge so that it makes a little support for across the mat under your shoulder blades. And try to position the blanket so you feel your shoulder blades being held flat against your back rib. If it feels too strong in your lower back, then your blanket is too high. So you can unfold it a little bit, or maybe even take the blanket out altogether. So just checking that your lower back feels okay. We'll just take a few breaths, feeling what that support means to your body. Notice if you're holding tension, trying to protect your back a little. Excuse me, from this new shape. Mm. Find your breath. And you might notice how the front of the ribs are broader, have more volume. Mm. Good. And we're very gently going to roll off this blanket, but just recalling the feeling of the shoulder blade against the back rib. So rolling off to the right side. Take your blanket out from underneath you and then lay back down. And when you lay down, try to get the shoulder blade to tuck under again. Nice. We're going to put the legs in neutral position, hip width parallel, feet parallel, and pick up just your right leg. So your knee is over your hip, right angle knee. And we'll make ankle circles with the right foot. Don't go too far, not how many. It's how well you can get into the outside edge of your range of movement. Notice if any part of the movement feels a little like the circles has a straight edge. You can keep that nice fluid, round movement. And ideally, we want to start fatiguing in the legs somewhere, maybe even your hip. Try to keep relaxing your back. Good. Other direction with the foot. So the idea with this is to actually feel that muscular fatigue. So some people would have to do more to feel that. I can definitely feel it already. Good. And then we're going to put that foot down and just letting the body feel symmetrical. Good. And then pick up the left leg and nice big circles. We haven't done these for a while. They take a little time, but I'd love it if you could remember how important they are for the health of the feet, the knees. So you're trying to aim for the biggest, best circle that your foot can make. And then the other direction. And it can feel surprisingly difficult, but very important. Good, and put that one down. We'll pick up the right one again. And then this time we're just going to dorsiflex and plantarflex. So the knee is over the hip, the knee is 90 degrees, dorsiflex and plantarflex. And you're trying here to really keep the foot in one line with the lower leg. Good, and then the other side. Nice, and we'll put the feet down and just bring the hands to the belly, find the breath. So we've set up a good shape for the ribs with the shoulder blade against the back rib. Feel the breath flow into the abdomen. You might feel a little tingle of the work that we've done in the feet. Bring your left heel to your right knee and bring the legs in towards the chest. Paying attention to where that might feel awkward or difficult. And breathing. Good. We're going to take the arms out from the shoulders and take the legs across to the right side, and maybe they lay all the way down onto the floor. And still enjoying that deeper breath. Good. And then use your core awareness to lift your leg, lift your feet up off the floor, and let's swap sides. So we're going to do the right heel on the left knee and draw the legs in a little closer to the chest. Excuse me. Hey, fever. Finding the breath. Good. And then we'll take the arms out and take the legs over to the left side, maybe even all the way to the floor. Appreciating the breath and where your body can let go of tension. Use your core awareness and lift your legs back up to center. Good. We're going to bring the knees over the hip and the arms straight up from the shoulders. Press your lower back into the floor. Okay, and for alternate limbs, the left leg's going to move towards straight, the right arm towards the floor overhead. Don't go so far that you lift your lower back off the floor. So it only needs to be a reasonably small movement to engage the core of your body. Good. And then opposite side. Right leg towards the floor, left arm towards the floor overhead. And back to center and really press your lower back. Beautiful. Good. And keep going. Pressing the lower back. Finding the flow of the breath. And hug your knees into your chest, rocking a little bit from side to side. We're going to stretch the body out straight. Take the arms overhead. Face the palms. Stretch out through the soles of the feet. Relax the throat and breathing. Feel the action of the shoulder blades. We'll try to keep them flat against the back ribs, even though they've slid up towards the neck. We'll keep the neck long. So feeling that alignment in the body. Beautiful. And release and roll over into a all fours position. Taking some little spinal waves. Bend your elbows as much as you need to. Move the hips back as far as feels good. And we're tuning in to the flow of the spine, the flow of movement, the suppleness of the body, the subtlety of the body, and forward virasana. Downward facing dog pose. Stretch the fingers out wide. Let's be right up on the balls of the feet. So heels high, knees bent, and take a few breaths here to lengthen the armpits, to coax the chest towards the legs, to make the shoulders broader so the head just hangs down. And you feel the flow of breath. Notice what the shoulder blades are doing. And imagine we had the blanket coaxing the shoulder blades towards the back ribs. Nice and flat there. Beautiful. And then try pressing both of your legs, feeling that resistance. Good. And then bend your right leg and really press down the left. Let's keep the ease and space for the neck as you press the left leg. Lift the kneecap strongly, the sit bone strongly. Nice. Then bend that one and straighten the right leg. But relax the neck again. Nice work. Take child's pose. Letting the shoulder blades, the shoulders, the arms, the hands relax. And as you breathe, feel the breath in the back of the ribs. Forward virasana. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. Nice. Now press both heels. Make space for your neck, the lengthening spine. We're going to pick up the left leg and Lift it up, keeping the hips level to the floor. Reach out through the sole of the foot. Nice work. Now swing the left leg across to the right and imagine you could take the foot down onto the floor. Now, if you can go a long way here and in fact touch the foot all the way down onto the floor or to the right of the mat, you can pick up your left hand up onto your fingertip or even balance on your right arm and lift it. Good. And then hands back and feet back, downward facing dog pose. Let the head just hang down. Feel the action of the shoulder blades against the back ribs. Beautiful. Let the head just hang. Press the heels. And now lift the right leg and keep the hips level to the floor. Press out through the sole of the foot, the heel of the foot. Good. And then swing your right leg across to the left side of your mat. So maybe you can take it all the way down to the floor under control, maybe not, maybe you're reaching in that direction. And if you have your balance, you can lift up onto your right fingertips or even balance on your left arm and take your right arm. And both hands back, both feet back, downward facing dog pose. And then child's pose. Really rest. Shoulders, arms and hands. Feel the shoulder blades sitting against the back the back ribs. And the movement of breath there. Now we're going to come up to standing from here. You could try doing that without using your hands. Bringing your leg parallel, tucking your toes under, rolling or sitting back on your heels, and then lifting your knees up so you can stand up. I need a little bit of momentum. And coming to the front of the mat. Tadasana. Mountain pose. Feet underneath the hips. Finding your balance. The whole body a little movable around that balance, a little supple. Letting your head just balance on your spine. Take your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. When we lay on the floor, you could feel your alignment of the back body against the flat of the floor. So feel the alignment of your back body here. Feel the strong lift in the front of your legs, lengthening your lower back. Bring your hands down in front of your heart, all the way down towards the floor, coming to a forward bend. Good. Bend your legs enough so you can put your hands on the floor. Walk your feet back a little and line up your sit bones over your heels. And then walk your hands forward as far as they'll reach. Might be up on your fingertips. And then let's see if we can straighten the legs. But we'll keep the back really long. See if you can keep pressing the shoulder blades against the ribs and opening the front of the ribs and breathing deeply. So you can try straightening one leg at a time. You can try straightening both legs. See what feels doable. But we want to keep that feeling of the shoulder blades pressing forward.
Spaciousness around the heart and the lungs. Nice work. And then releasing. Come up slowly. And we'll take the arms up and feel that alignment again in Urdhva Hastasana, looking up. All right. Let's take the arms out to the side and then back behind. And we're going to face the palms forward and put the hands, the flat of the hands on the pelvis at either side of the sacrum. And you can even coax a little bit the tailbone, the ears forward, keep lifting the front of your leg. And we'll do elbows in and elbows back. Good, and lift the breastbone. So we're making a back bend. Really support with your legs. So feel how strong your legs are. Like anchors, pressing down through the heels. Looking up at the ceiling. Nice work. Tuck your chin into your chest. You're looking forward. And then release your whole spine. Good. We're going to do forward bend again. Just take the movements nice and slow and feel the change between a strong back bend, strong forward bend. Take your hands onto the floor again and walk them forward. You've got your sit bones over your heels. Try to press the shoulder blades against the back ribs. Try to move the back ribs to the front ribs, opening the front ribs. Breathing deeply. Nice. Now try to keep your arms by your ears. We're going to bend the knees a little bit, but lift the torso and the arms at the same time. Good. Back into Urdhva Hastasana, looking up. And then look forward and powerfully lift the front of the body, the legs, lengthen your lower back, draw the shoulder blades forward and down. Beautiful. And then bring the arms out to the side and behind you again. You might be able to reach further down your back, maybe on the thighs. I'm going to hold the pelvis again. Elbows in, elbows back. For Ustrasana preparation, we're lifting the front of the thighs again, powerful leg, lengthening the belly and lifting the breastbone up towards the ceiling. Try to lift the shoulder blades to help you lift the rib cage. And I'm breathing. Beautiful. Moving slowly, we're going to come back into that forward bend. Where your hands are on the floor, and you're going to walk them forward as far as you can. Lining your ears up with your upper arms. Breathing deeply. Straightening your legs. Beautiful. Put your hands down on the floor. Walk your feet back. Downward facing dog pose. And finding again that movement of the shoulder blades pressing towards the ribs, the back ribs pressing towards the front ribs opening. Spaciousness around the heart, the lungs. Good. Now we're going to pick up the right knee and step it forward as if you could touch your right wrist. Maybe you can and then take it back into downward facing dog pose. And then we're going to pick up the left knee and step it forward, maybe touching your left wrist. And we're going to keep going from side to side. Now, between each side, try to find that beautiful stretch in your downward facing dog pose of the shoulders, particularly the ribs, the shoulder blades. Good, from side to side. Elbows a little bit bent. You're pressing out just above your upper arms. One more each side. Beautiful. We're going to come down to sitting. And we're going to sit with the feet on the right side of your hip. I'm going to take a blanket and put it just under the left sit bone and both feet on the right side. Tuck your feet in as close as your knees allow, so you're as neat as you can feel. And we'll turn to the left side. So right hand onto the left knee. We'll take the shoulder blade. Finding your breath. Feel the ribs turn here. Turning to the left. Letting the neck follow the larger spine in a comfortable way. We want to take the neck to its full range of movement, but without force. And as you breathe, feel where the body resists movement. Let the breath inform the body and the mind. Bharadvajasana. Good, and then releasing that side, and we'll swap the legs. Be curious about how you move when you swap your legs. And I've got the blanket just under the right sit bone. You can see if I don't use the blanket, I feel awkward. I can't sit up nice and tall. I'm spending too much energy just trying to find equilibrium. So enough height that the sides of your waist feel fairly even. And you're making as neat a package with your legs as you can. Sometimes your legs might have to be all the way out, straight, depending on your needs. Good, and then we'll turn to the right side. Inquire of the body where this posture feels easeful or where it feels difficult. And answer with the breath. Feeling the flow of the breath. . letting the rib turn. Good. And then releasing. And we're going to lay down now. Walk the shoulder blade down again towards the waist. So really try to tuck them against your back rib. Good. And then put your hands down beside you. Legs are hip width, feet parallel. Okay, we're going to powerfully use the legs and lift the hips and squeeze the buttock muscles. Good. Now with the arms beside you, your elbows are sort of shoulder width. Just lift your hands up and see where you're touching your legs. So it might be your thighs or buttocks. And what we're going to aim to do is put the hands under the pelvis, which may or may not work. Depends on lots of things. Length of arms, for one. We'll lower down, which apparently is called our eighth index, length of our arms. All right. To lift the lips, the hip higher, we need to bring the feet in closer. But if that hurts your knees, then you're just going to stay with this one with the hands on the floor and put your feet where they need to be. Otherwise, you can even bring your feet in so close that your heels aren't even on the floor to start with. And so then try and lift again and try and be powerful in your legs. So that means lifting the thighs, squeezing the buttock muscles towards each other, really pressing into your feet, lifting up, and then see how you go. If you were to roll to one side, could you put the other hand under the pelvis and then roll back under the pelvis? Now, if it's too intense and be strong on the wrist, then just do the hands on the floor. Oh. All right, once you've got your hands there, you might be able to move your feet into position, move them out and flatten them. But powerful legs, squeezing the buttock muscles. Good. Now we're going to maneuver the feet a little bit closer towards each other and see how you go lifting up just the left leg. Good. Take that one down and see how you go lifting up just the right leg. And keep the legs parallel. Beautiful. And then lowering down. Okay. Let's take the arms out from the shoulders. Whoa. Pretty hard, isn't it, on the elbows? Just let them rest. Inside edges of the feet together, knees together. Lift your hips, swing them right, and knees are going to go left. And we're going to be passive after that hard work. And in being passive, just allowing the body to give into the shape. I'm going to bring the attention to the core of the body and lift the knees and the feet just off the floor. Really using your core and trying not to use your shoulders or your neck or your throat. Good. And then lift the legs up and put your feet on the floor. And we're going to swap passively to the second side. So lift your hips, swing them left, and knees go right. And we're just going to let them relax.
Mm. Relaxing even more, giving in to the pose, letting the weight of your body be supported. Mm. Now we're going to bring attention to the core of the body. We're trying to stay relaxed in the upper body and see how you go, lifting your feet and your knees off the floor. Just hovering there, feeling the power of the core. Keeping the chest relaxed, keeping the flow of breath. Mm. Good. And then using your core to lift your legs back up. And then we're going to put the feet on the floor and recenter yourself. Take the legs out to straight. Inside edges of your legs together. Pick up your whole right leg and place your right heel up on top of your left tip toes. And then let your leg, your hip roll left. So your right hip lifts up off the floor. But your shoulder blades stay on the floor. And we're going to really try to use that gluteus muscle, the buttock muscle, the right one in this case. And we're trying to press the gluteus muscle into the bone. So the bones are moving left. The right ribs are lifting up off the floor. The gluteus muscle is lifting up off the floor. But your neck is all right. Shoulders are all. Good. And then coming back to center. Inside edges of the feet together. Pick up your whole left leg and put the heel of your left foot up on your right tiptoes. Legs are going to swing gently or tilt to the right, and that means the left hip lifts up off the floor. Maybe your feet go all the way to the floor or in that direction, but keep your left shoulder blade down. And you can look in over the left shoulder. All right, really try to activate the left gluteus muscle as though you could press the muscle against the pelvis and the pelvis moves further to the right. So using that muscle. Lifting the left ribs, but relaxing your neck and the throat. Feeling the flow of breath. Good. And then release. Back to center. We're going to hug the knees into the chest now. And gently rocking from side to side. Massaging. Letting go of tension. Feeling the flow of your breath. And the alignment of your back body. Your balance. You have time to lay your legs out and take your own time in Shavasana. Please do so. If, like me, you need to finish your practice, we're going to roll to the right side and come up to sitting. Bringing your hands in front of your heart. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.